What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Q. I got a quick one for you guys today. I saw this story and I just had to talk to y'all about it because it's probably the most gangster shit I've ever seen. Okay. So this artist by the name of Jens Haaning got commissioned by this modern art museum in northern Denmark to recreate recreate or make something similar to a series of pieces he had made a couple of years back that was supposed to be about the pay disparity between the Danes and the Austrians as part of an exhibition about the labor market. So they paid him $84,000 in cash, because if you see the other pieces he did, they were like pieces where there was actually money on the canvases, right? Like he would use them almost as like multimedia, put the money on the canvas. So they paid him $84,000 in cash, thinking that he would recreate the same sort of thing for them. But what he actually did was he turned in 2 blank canvases and titled the series "Take the Money and Run." Is it shady? Yes. Is it hilarious? Also, yes. And so when they interviewed him after this, he said, "Why do I not make a work that is about my own work situation?" And then he said, "I encourage others to do the same. If they are sitting on some shit job and not getting money and are actually being asked to give money to go to work, they should take the money and run." So him and this modern art museum are in a legal battle because, I guess they asked the coordinator at the museum, and he was like, he kind of agreed, like, you technically did turn in a piece of artwork, but it is not what we agreed upon. But his argument is that the paintings are actually perfectly in line with what they wanted as far as making people look at the labor market and look at work conditions. So he's saying, you wanted a piece of artwork that would convey a message. In doing this, I have conveyed that message, just not the way you wanted me to. So what makes it even funnier to me is, okay, you guys don't know this, but I went to an arts high school for visual art. And one of the things that I learned about art that actually kind of sucks is that a lot of times when you see stuff, especially in modern art, is that a lot of it isn't necessarily about the art. It's more about the story. It's kind of like when you watch one of those like singing competitions, before they even like show the person sing, they'll give you like their whole life history, and it'll be like they had a death in the family that they had to overcome, and they had cancer 2 years ago and they overcame that, and now they can beat anything. You're like, okay, at this point you could just sing terribly and they're still going to vote you through. Artwork is like that a lot of times. People are selling you a story more than the actual visual medium most of the time. So in this case, it's kind of hard for them to really say he's wrong, because they actually went ahead and put the blank canvases on display, and people are showing up to see the series. They want to see a blank canvas. Why? I don't know. I don't know if it's just a story. It's so exciting that you're like, man, I gotta go see this canvas that this dude didn't paint. And that is what I will never understand about the art world, man. I swear, when I was in high school, we went to a modern art museum, and they had it was a room with this piece that they had paid like I swear it was like $260,000 or something for this art piece. And I kid you not, it was a halogen bulb on a wall, like the bulb, those long bulbs. He had taken one of those and he had put it on the wall, and they would turn it on, and he was like, it was a work of shadows, because whenever you come into the room to see the bulb, you cast a shadow, and so it's an ever-changing piece of artwork, which in theory is true. But the practical person in me is like, you paid $260,000 for something I could recreate for you in basically like an hour at Home Depot. I don't think it would take long to recreate that at all, and it wouldn't cost you $260,000. And while it was a cool concept, it wasn't that cool of a concept. But yeah, I thought this story was amazing. I can see it from both points of view, but realistically, this will probably bring them more attention than his works would have anyway. It's kind of like, remember when people sold one of like Banksy's photos, and he had it set up to like shred itself. So it's like, as soon as they sold it, it shredded itself. Well, that shredded image was still like that, like doubled the price of it, because it was like that made it worth even more. So it's like, even when you're trying to prove a point and say something, it still ends up making these museums and some money, because it creates a story, it adds more to the story, they can charge more for it. So let me know what you think. Do you think this guy is a scumbag? Do you think it's genius? What do you think? But as always, man, thank you guys for checking out the video. I love you guys. Don't make it weird. I guess that works.